Greetings. Elder Blacklight. On today's joint, we're going to call this video here, You Must Have Forgot. Yeah, because we're going to touch on Epstein, Eric Holder, the Nipsey Hussle mystery, and show you how the outlaws are running the planet. They'll put on a big show, then go out and do some dirt, or while they're putting on a big show, they go out and do some dirt. And this has been their MO throughout the decades. And the majority of the people, the 85%ers, the deaf, dumb, and blind, they haven't caught on yet. So, what was his name? Jeffrey Epstein? You remember the pedophile and sex trafficker that Trump and Clinton was all hanging with? What happened to that? So we're going to see what the update that the fake news is coming up with. And remember Eric Holder, the one they alleged shot and murdered, assassinated Nipsey Hussle. I want to know what's happening with that. So I'm going to search YouTube and bring it back to you. Where you at with it? So these are two gangsters so let's see what they talking about first.
Put under investigation. Giuliani under fire for his plan to travel to Ukraine and actively push for investigations that could help the president's re-election.
The Ukrainians brought me substantial evidence of Ukrainian collusion with Hillary Clinton.
I think Rudy has been a great crime fighter. He looks for corruption wherever he goes.
The murkiness and corruption of the Ukrainian political system is being weaponized.
It's what could be called kind of shadow politics.
There's no crime. I'm the first person that ever got impeached and there's no crime.
The impeachment of Donald Trump has divided and captivated the country.
Democrats launching their case against President Trump, arguing he abused his power.
Will come to order.
It is a complex tale of corruption and misinformation. It involves Ukrainian tycoons and prosecutors, D.C. lawyers, diplomats, and at the center of it all, the president's old friend from New York.
We're beginning to face the problem of crimes committed by powerful people in business and powerful people in government.
Rudy Giuliani made his name as a hard-charging prosecutor.
I mean, he went after Wall Street corruption. He went after leaders of the mafia, and it seemed like he was everywhere.
He helped lead America through one of its most difficult moments.
He's the mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani.
After 9/11, Giuliani was one of the most beloved men on the planet.
Responsibility of leadership.
He wagered it all in the 2008 presidential race, and he lost. And I think something changed then.
Obviously, I thought I was that person.
So we're going to get back to making out a list of things you need to do for survival purposes that you could fortify your hood with. But first, I want to strengthen my theory of the corruption and the King Alfred plan all tied in together. They all work together. This is Epstein. This is the closest information I got to an update on his alleged suicide while he was in the jail. Let's see what they say.
Things that, you know, we could be talking about, like who shot JFK. It could just be lasting forever. Who knows?
You're exactly right. A life that ended in disgrace, a death that has left many, many questions. Jeffrey Epstein was accused of sex trafficking and of sexually abusing a number of underage girls in the early 2000s. Facing a possible 45-year prison sentence, he pleaded not guilty.
Breaking news this hour, officials say multimillionaire Jeffrey Epstein has taken his own life.
Yesterday, he was found dead here, in his cell in Manhattan. The Federal Bureau of Prisons called it an apparent suicide. His victims say they have now been robbed of justice, as he will never face the consequences of the crimes he committed. As his body left hospital, countless questions remained. Given that Epstein was found semi-conscious in his cell last month, why was he still not on suicide watch at the time of his death? Former US Attorney for the Southern District of New York tweeted that there should be video from Epstein's cell. But the questions have also given way to conspiracy, given that Epstein was a notable figure with notable connections, including with President Trump, who has denied ever knowing about Epstein's alleged trafficking scheme. Now, the president is helping to spread an outrageous false story about Epstein's death being tied to the Clintons, a favorite target of Republican conspiracy theories. One of the posts he retweeted contained the hashtag Clinton body count.
President Trump could use his megaphone for anything, but the president often uses it to amplify that which is the worst of us: personal attacks, bigotry, and insane conspiracy theories.
While both Trump and Clinton knew Epstein, neither have ever been named in connection to his alleged trafficking. A spokesperson for President Clinton said the former president knows nothing about the terrible crimes of Jeffrey Epstein. His death comes the day after documents were released by a Manhattan court containing the details of a civil case between an Epstein accuser and Epstein's long-term friend and confidant, Ghislaine Maxwell, daughter of newspaper mogul Robert Maxwell. She has previously denied any involvement in any wrongdoing, including the many widespread allegations now in the public domain from those court documents released in the US. In those documents, Prince Andrew was accused of groping a young woman. Buckingham Palace said yesterday the document related to US proceedings to which the Duke of York is not a party, and that any suggestion of impropriety with underage minors is categorically untrue. As the investigations begin into Epstein's death, the questions, and now conspiracies, will continue, as will the frustration and anger of his victims, who still seek justice.
Yeah, from Epstein to Eric Holder and Nipsey. The spook who sat by the door, I'm also breaking that down. See, all this gonna tie in together. In the next video, we're going to show you why it ties in.
My favorite records on the album, you make a spook who sat by the door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I read that book, but I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finish my situation with our partnership at Atlantic. And if anybody ain't seen that book, seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who, you know, presented himself in a way. He never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean, the power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the medicine in the candy. And what's interesting about that book, all his people used to call him Uncle Tom and a coon,
you know what I'm saying?
Sellout.
Yeah.
But he was there working for them the whole time.
Yeah, and he I don't want to go blow nothing up like he did in the movie, you know what I mean? But just in terms of being able to mobilize his homies.
Yeah, always listen up quick, because you never know what you're going to get. The kind of flavor that will save you and the kind of knowledge you won't get in college. Sugar and sugar, salt is salt. If you ain't digging where I'm coming from, it ain't my fault. But that's what I want to do. I want to organize my homies. Yeah, to do something real big. So, always stay in tune. And we're going to come back with part 2 of this. This is Black Light.